how have you been during the pandemic, first of all? Like,
We've actually been busy.
okay,
Yeah, we've been actually very busy. To be honest, the first couple of weeks we were not.
okay,
We were caught off guard like the rest of the world was.
absolutely.
But after that, we decided to change some things up, and then we decided to take this time to actually come up with new stuff and to keep evolving. And yeah, so that's what we've been doing. We're just evolving and creating new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Has it affected business at all, or have you been?
Yeah, and well, the first 3 weeks it did.
Yeah, okay.
But now slowly people are starting to get to businesses sort of started to pick up. But we've also, like I said, we're coming up with new things that, not dancing right now in the studio is not necessarily the best idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're trying to come up with things that you can do outside, and so things that you can wear outside for these things.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then can you tell me a little bit about your dance career?
Where do we start? um, well, I've been dancing, or I had been dancing since I was seven years old.
Okay.
And then I actually lived in Canada from when I was 15 until 18. I was in
Okay.
National Ballet School of Canada.
Okay.
But before then, I was in National Ballet School of Mexico and the National Ballet School of Cuba.
Okay.
And then after Canada, I went to Hamburg Ballet School.
Okay.
And that's where I got my first job in Deutsche Oper am Rhein in Düsseldorf, Germany.
Okay.
Then after that, I actually did a TV show in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stayed there for almost half a year in Italy, and then I came to the US, where I joined Boston Ballet before joining the Cincinnati Ballet, where I did most of my career. That's where
Okay.
I, raised, went up to be a principal.
Right. Okay. And when did you know that you wanted to do this professionally? Like, when did it become more than just kind of like a hobby?
I was kind of born into it.
Okay.
my mom and my dad were both ballet dancers. So
Oh,
my mom
okay.
was a first soloist with the Cuban National Ballet, and my dad was also with the Cuban National Ballet. So
Oh,
since I was
wow.
very little, I've been going to the theater and the studios, and I've been watching all that. So it was actually I was supposed to start ballet when I was 10,
Okay.
but they got me in when I was 7. So
Wow. Okay. That's amazing.
yeah.
Very cool. Okay. And then to kind of like follow up on both of those questions, what has it been like being a dancer during this pandemic? Like, how are you?
Actually, I can tell you from my wife's perspective. She's also a
Okay.
ballet dancer,
Yes.
but I actually retired about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay.
But it's been hard because they were pretty much going full on, full out, rehearsing every day, and they were about to have shows,
Of
and then all of a
course.
sudden everything was canceled, and they were like, okay, it's canceled for a month, and then it was okay, it's canceled for 2 months, and now it's like canceled.
Yeah.
And so it's been hard. And, the life of a dancer is just dancing.
Yep.
And that's when you don't have that, it's like a big chunk of your life is gone.
Yeah.
But we're being adjusting as well. She's also part of this business, so it's not like she
Okay.
hasn't had anything to do. But for
Right.
other dancers that I do know, it's been really, really hard.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I can imagine it would be a huge change for sure.
yeah.
So what made you decide to start Dancewear Royale?
My wife.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she had been thinking about um, working on dancewear, and she had some ideas for some designs as well. And so
Okay.
I joined in, and I also started designing a little bit, although most of the designs actually came from her.
Okay.
And so I just said, let's do it. We
Yeah.
just dove right into it. But we wanted to do it in a different way, we
Absolutely.
just didn't want to start another dancewear company because there are 10,000 of them.
Yep.
So as I'm sure you know, we were able to customize all Leos,
Yep.
and we created this, I guess, new tech where you can have 3D versions of the Leo, and you can just play with them, and you can actually see how they're gonna look in real life without having to imagine it, anything like that.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
and we decided that our brand was going to be not a leotard or a dancewear per se company, but more of a fashion inspired dancewear company
Right. Okay.
to just
Yeah.
to make people feel a lot better. And we also included some utilities into our dancewear. Like I'm sure you know the hood lily.
Yes.
It's one of the first Leos with a hoodie. It's got the magnet so it doesn't come up if you don't want it up. It's got the pockets. It's got a lot of things. So yeah, we're including a lot of that into our designs as well.
Yeah. So it is clear that like it your company is different than like anything else like we've ever seen before.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're really excited to have it here. What was like the inspiration behind the line, or was it just purely like you just thought of it one day and went with it?
It was just yeah, we were designing some leotards, and we basically was that we just didn't want to be just another dancewear company.
Yep.
We wanted to really stick out,
Yeah.
and not only designing dancer leotards or dancewear based on how you want your body, like how it looks on a dancer, but also how you could somehow wear this leotard on the street as well.
Yeah.
So it's very the designs are very different. Some of them are very asymmetrical. Some of them have
Yeah.
very cool patterns. So yeah, it was basically making the dancers look very fashionable in the studio. And it's funny because I have this in the company that I used to dance in,
Yep.
Cincinnati Ballet. We have this reviewer from a newspaper, and he said that before he used to come to the studio and see the rehearsals, and it was very plain, it was very normal colors. And
Yeah.
then after we came up with the line, he noticed a change that everybody in the studio was wearing all these amazing designs and like very colorful and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
basically what we wanted. It's just make you feel as good as possible when you're
Yeah.
in class, and then make you feel as pretty as possible when you're in class.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Um, and what are your future plans for the company, if you have any?
So yeah, right now we're working on the new stuff.
Okay.
And all I can say is that it's once again is we're working sort of on active wear,
Okay.
but it's once again active wear with a twist and
Yeah.
active wear that looks awesome because again there's 1,000 companies that make active wear,
Yep.
but we're working on basically transforming, basically doing what we did with dancewear, but
Yep.
bringing it to active wear.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So that's great. That's kind of all the questions that I had today. Again, thank you so much. Just on behalf of myself and everyone else here at Brio, we're super excited to have the line here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited. And even we haven't announced its arrival yet, but even the customers that have come in and just seen it, like everyone's super excited and they just want more.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing what else you guys come up with.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're soon. We'll be coming out. I think within the next couple of weeks, you'll hear from us.
Okay, perfect. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so
Have a
much.
great day.
You too. Bye
Bye.
bye.